Hello, hello, and welcome to this reading for the collective. So, this message is for those of you who are drawn in particular to work with the earth in some way, whether that's conservation or cultivation or plant medicines or mushrooms, creating sanctuary, however it resonates for you. It could also be that something in the title of Earth Angels, Guardians, and Gardeners is synchronistic for you in some recent element of your life. And so Spirit brought you here for this message because there is something here for you. It is a message for the collective, so I have no idea what's going to come out, but it is for those of you specifically who are aligned with raising the collective frequency through working with the earth in some way. And I just want to give a disclaimer here. So tarot is to some extent an act of storytelling, especially when it's a collective reading like this. So what's going to happen, Spirit is going to give me frequencies which I am going to translate into words to form a narrative, because I think human beings understand things through narrative pretty well. But that does mean that some of the details might not resonate for you, because I can only piece together that narrative through my points of consciousness and my experience. But you don't really need to worry about specific details not resonating with you, because if you were drawn to this reading, then Spirit is also working with you through the same frequencies they're giving me, and your intuition is going to tell you exactly what you need to know from this reading. So I am not an authority. I am just participating in the conversation that we as a collective are having with Spirit to help us to do this work. And your intuition is very much part of that conversation. So if I do say something that just doesn't resonate for you at all, you will know that you are right for you and that message was for somebody else. Okay, so I do have a few cards pulled here, and I am going to pull a little bit of tarot later to explore the message further, but we will start out with what we have here to begin with. So with these cards here, we have oak, mugwort, and moth. Now starting with oak, I am seeing you're pulled towards exploring some inspiration or passion which has not yet been explored. Here with the acorn, that is the seed of something entirely new, which has the potential to grow up into something huge, but right now it's just a seed. So this is an inspiration that you would like to explore, but you're feeling unclear about the way forwards. With mugwort and moth here, I think you need some time to turn inwards and really examine yourself and your dreams or desires, and pay attention to any contradictions that you are feeling in your heart, because there are 3 acorns here and it looks like you are focusing on just one. So there is some discernment which needs to be brought into this situation, and you need to take the time to really sit with that and figure out what that is. So you might be about to embark on a path which you really have no idea where it's going to bring you, and that could be intimidating, understandably so, because it might be something unlike anything that you have ever actually done before. And I'm seeing that when you do take that leap of faith, you will experience new levels of freedom and joy, but there is a caution here about make sure that you are really willing to take this path because it might reveal to you some things which were more than you anticipated. But it does look as though you are in this process of transformation with this moth here, and it might be, you know, with trying to move forwards here, you could be completely out of your comfort zone. Like, imagine the moments after a caterpillar has come out of its cocoon and it's completely transformed and it's never had wings before, and that's kind of where it feels like you are. So I would say it's not only okay to take a pause and get used to your new energy here, but it's actually necessary so that, you know, your wings have time to dry off and be ready to fly, so that it's functional. You need to have this time of pause and reflection and self-examination, and making sure that you're not ignoring anything which is contradictory in your heart or in your energy, making sure that you really are clear here about the path that you are choosing to take, or about whatever it is that you're choosing to create or manifest. Once you are ready, though, there will be no staying with the way that things were before. No clinging to the past. It just won't work. And that is really the agreement that we make when we choose a path of transformation. We have to leave the cocoon behind. So it feels like you're on your way to doing that, but just let yourself feel clear before you take action. So I'm going to bring out some tarot to get a little extra clarity and possibly some details for some of you for whom details would resonate, just to deepen this message and explore it a little bit further. Okay, we have the Four of Cups and the World here. So first thing I'm seeing is the desire to cling to what you had before, feeling scared of giving it up. But in order for things to be in harmony here and to flow with the balance of life, we have to understand that the specifics to which we were attached are nothing in comparison to the wonder of the whole world when it is in a state of balance. Now, Spirit is working on multiple levels here, because for a lot of you, this is going to resonate on a personal level in some way or other. But it also applies for the entire collective, because if we can't get low, if we can't get low, maybe some of you like dancing, if we can't let go, is what I meant to say. If we can't let go of certain things we may desire, and I'm talking about those things which create pollution and harm to the earth and to our bodies here. You know about it. We all know about climate change. We know about pollution. We know about the trash that's gathering on the planet. You know, if you resonate with this reading, I don't have to go into it. But if we can't let go, we won't be able to heal the earth in the way that we need to. But Spirit is amazing, right? Because the transformations and letting go that we are doing on a personal level in our own lives, in our personal frequencies, contribute to the whole frequency of transformation and transmutation globally. We are all part of this energetic harmony, and our personal healings contribute to the collective healing. So you are really being asked to see, to perceive, and I think it's a perception that happens in the heart, really, before any other part of us, before the mind. It happens in the heart. You are being asked to perceive the full glory of the world as you allow these personal blockages to be transmuted and purified, although perhaps tuned is a better word, tuned to match the global harmony. So let's find out a little more from the tarot here. Okay, so coming out with Mugwort, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Magician. So part of this inner journey here that Mugwort is the gatekeeper into, it might be letting go of your connection or collaboration with a dynamic that helped you to feel comfortable or gave you some sense of stability, and instead looking towards this transformation. So on a global scale, this is again, looking at things that we do because they're convenient, even though we know that they're actually ultimately not serving us in some way, or not serving the earth in some way, and choosing to let them go because we know that that's the only path we can really take towards healing and liberation. On the personal level, this is examining those relationships or jobs that we keep around because at some point they created a sense of stability for us. But now we have to acknowledge that the comfort that we found in these connections is actually holding us back from fully expressing our truth. So that Magician, they have their eyes firmly set on the moth, which is the transformation, and that is what you are intent on manifesting now, regardless of how uncomfortable the process of letting this feeling of stability go might be, and regardless of what you may have to leave behind. So again, this is our inner work that we need to do, reflecting the outer work that needs to happen on the planet here. So let us find out a little bit more about the transformation, about the moth card. Okay, so coming out with the moth, with transformation, we have the Daughter of Wands and the High Priestess. So this is some feminine energy here. And that isn't to suggest that you are feminine, although of course you might be, but it's talking about the presence of feminine energy. And feminine energy is receptive. For some of you, you might be finding this type of energy very attractive right now. That's not necessarily all of you, but there is an element of attraction with the Daughter of Wands here. So let's say that you are feeling some new attraction or new level of attraction towards something. And whatever that might be, it is directly facilitating your transformation. So this attraction, it could be characterized by abundance, fertility, beauty, mystery, some deeper part of yourself coming through, or some deeper knowledge or understanding or receptiveness to beauty in a new way or a deeper way, which is shifting up the whole manner in which you perceive the world on a level that is both subtle and profound. And I want to say, actually, this is goddess energy. This is the divine feminine working with you and through your being to create profound and fundamental change that is going to force transformation and transmutation of those energies which were distorting your frequency in some way. So however you're experiencing this on a personal level, that is the macro level, as it were, rather than the micro level. So some of you might be experiencing an energetic purging through your whole being and opening up new levels of perception you had never experienced before. And the message I'm getting with that is trust the process. It is not quite done, but you are being guided and held through what you need to experience. And it's not just for your own good. It's for the good of the collective and the earth herself. And I don't mean this as being in any way belittling, but more to give some kind of perspective that the transformation that you are going through on the personal level is just a tiny fraction of the shift that is happening on the divine level for the tuning of your frequency, the tuning of the planetary frequency. But I do also want to say with that, your guides are coming through and they are so proud of you for doing the work that you are. And I feel it like they just want to reach out and give you the biggest hug and love you up for staying true through this challenge and staying with this challenge, and give you some comfort because they recognize how challenging it has been. So I'm gonna see if I can find one last message to wrap up this reading here. So we have the bridge, the swan, and the 8 of lotuses. So in traditional tarot, this would be the moon, the high priestess again, and the 8 of cups. So again, this is really feminine energy here. Energy of self-examination and self-reflection. And this is coming back to that quietness and stillness necessary for you to sort out the different energies you're interacting with here. Because at the end of the bridge, we can see that illuminated figure, the figure who has been through the transformation and purged the energy that was holding them back. But this lineup is really interesting, actually, because it's touching back to that need for discernment. And I'm wondering if the result that you think that you're heading towards is not actually the result that you're going to end up at. Okay, it would be good to stay open to that possibility anyway, because we have the 8 of lotuses, which would usually be about walking away from a situation that has grown stagnant, but it's in reverse. And I am being called to look at the greater environment of the card. So it might be that this direction you feel attracted to take is the step you need to take to begin your journey, but it's in service to a larger picture which you might not be entirely aware of yet. It's like you start out thinking you're walking a clear path, which is the bridge over the water, right? And then at the next stage, you're the high priestess, so you realize that you need to stop and examine what is in the water, what's in your emotions, what's in your intuition. And the last step, the 8 of lotuses in reverse, is less about the walking away you did to start your journey, or less about the walking away towards whatever you thought it was going to be at the start of your journey, and more about being transformed by wonder, being and feeling interconnected with a flow of existence so much greater and more expansive than you could have conceptualized, without feeling the initial draw to leave behind whatever felt stagnant in favor of the new inspiration. So this change is opening up and transforming your capacity to perceive, and it is probably challenging you to leave behind aspects of your ego or identity in order to step towards that which your soul is called to embody. This is making it so that you are capable of perceiving and interacting with the shift of consciousness taking place on this planet in a far more profound way. So translating a huge divine shift into a personal human shift through whatever your particular circumstances are. And this is because your soul carries the intention of participating in shifting the planetary frequency through the contribution of your personal life journey. So maybe you're finding these changes hard or painful at times, but you would find it unbearable not to make them because they're part of your soul journey and you didn't come here to stagnate. And again, trust the process. You're clearing out your own energy blockages doesn't just serve the earth, it also serves your own experience, because the more aligned you are with your own energy, the more you will line up with experiences and people that bring you to your joy, because your soul delights in serving its purpose and being fully embodied in its truest frequency. So I was planning to leave it here, but I'm actually going to pull a card from the Mother Mary Oracle, seeing as we are dealing with divine feminine energy, goddess energy here. I want to get a message from that oracle, and I'm just going to pull the card and read whatever the book has to say about that to wrap up this message. So we have Our Lady of Creative Choice, and here is the message from the book. You have my power within you, and you are free beyond wildest imagination. Do you know that you are a slave to no thing and to no one? You are a divine being. With the power of creative choice, you can create worlds, my beloved. Even the smallest choice contains great creative power. Do not cast your power aside, my child. Choose to trust me, to live with an open, vulnerable heart, and to let my grace flood through you in rapturous waves of light. Choose wisely, creatively, and well. Yet do not fear your power, for the best choice you can make is to learn from all your experiences. I will guide you to use your power to create healing difference in your life now. You have at your disposal the power of heaven. I will guide you to use it well. One small stone tossed into a lake can create seemingly endless ripples. So too do our choices create an impact far greater than we might first expect. Our Lady of Creative Choice has come to you with a message. No matter what situation is happening in your life, no matter how powerless you may feel to change it or control it, you have so much power here. If you knew how much power you had, you would laugh with relief and wonder and reverent joy. You would realize that you don't have to control anything or anyone in order to feel empowered. Your power doesn't come from controlling outcomes. It flows from your endless capacity to make choices. Our Lady of Creative Choice helps us when we know that the way we have been choosing to be, perhaps feeling reactive or out of control, might not be serving us anymore. Perhaps we have not felt much choice in the past. Perhaps we might have got caught up in feeling frustrated with another or out of control in certain situations, and all we felt we could do was react. Or perhaps we have become so caught up in just trying to get things done or work things out that we forgot that we get to have a say in our lives. This oracle comes to you as a reminder. You have the power of heaven within you. You don't need to control life, beloved, but you can choose whether you dance with life responsively or resist its flow and feel pushed around by it instead. Through paying attention to what is happening for you in the moment, whether that be feelings of happiness or sadness, a feeling of letting go or moving on or staying put and learning something, you can then make a choice about how you wish to respond. Your responses to your life circumstances are your choices to make, and a source of great power within. You can receive any visitor into your home with a welcoming smile or a bellow of rage, a laugh, or a clear directive to move on. It is always your choice, and the right choice will be what feels right for you in any given moment. A smile might feel right one day, and the rage feels right in another situation, on another day. It is always your choice, and your choice creates a pattern of energy that interacts with what is, creatively igniting change. You don't have to control or foresee it. You just need to remember to choose creatively, and most importantly of all, with honesty, how you wish to be. Our Lady of Creative Choice comes to you in this oracle with a special message. There is a situation in your life where you are contemplating making a decision. Perhaps it is even a bold choice and you're not sure about it. You are encouraged to be bold and to give yourself permission to choose whatever feels most authentic to you. If you are stuck in a situation and don't believe that you have a choice, this oracle brings you this particular message. You have a choice available here, but you must surrender your way of looking at the situation to the Divine Mother and allow a new perspective and therefore more options to become available to you. There is always a creative way forward available. Sometimes we need prayer to help us become more flexible and receptive to access that solution. So I am going to wrap up here. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope that it brought you something useful. I hope that it resonated for you. And if it did resonate for you, give me a like or a comment or subscribe to my channel so that the content that I make can reach more people, and it also is a way of giving back to me for creating this reading, which is really easy to do and doesn't really take away from you in any way. And I am so grateful to be participating in these readings. It blows my mind all the time, and I know that I say that all the time, but it blows my mind all the time. So I truly do hope that it resonated for you and that it brought you something today, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.